I'm so excited to have Len Liang here with me today.
Awesome. Hi,
Len,
everybody.
yeah, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me. I
Yeah, yeah,
found you via the world of massage therapy, and
yeah.
you are a fellow Thai massage therapist. So I'm really
Right.
excited to meet other therapists and have a chance to pick your brain a little bit and find out how you got excited about it and what sort of turns and twists you've gone down to get to the point you are now.
Yeah.
On that note, can you tell me a little bit about how your day is going so far and what you got up to last night?
Oh man. Oh, you're gonna bring that up, eh? Already. The possibly miscommunication, but I wasn't prepared for today. Last night I was at one of the first of two Metallica concerts last night. And
Nice.
I think that is pretty cool to talk about even because the juxtaposition of who we are as uh, therapists, practitioners outside for the people, and who we are as individuals, and the fact that we all have personal lives and personal identities, and it could be a complete 180 turn of what people might think we are. So yeah, Metallica.
That's so true. I mean, do you find that's interesting that as a say someone is coming to you for a Thai massage session
Yeah.
and maybe in their mind they're thinking, "Oh, he must listen to Zen spa music all the time."
Yeah, man.
And then you go, "Where'd you go last night?" "Oh, Metallica."
Yeah.
And people,
Typically, my hair's in a bun when working with people, so they look at me like a hippie.
uh,
Yeah, I could be hippie and such, but last night this was all out. So
Yeah, man. Well, I've never seen him live before, but I would imagine. So can you explain a little bit then what kind of feeling you get from it and how you could relate that to the energetic
absolutely.
world of what you experience as a body worker?
Absolutely. I think as hippie as I might seem to some people, I don't like I think I'm a bit of a hippie, but not like over the top hippie, whatever that means in everybody's heads. But then I played music since I was 3 years old. And somewhere in the back of my head, I understand that vibrations matter. Now, how anybody chooses to define vibrations or energy or healing or any of that stuff, you go to a concert of like, heavy metal or thrash metal or however you want to call it, because there was Pantera as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, there you
Whoa.
go.
Whoa.
So, there is a vibration, and that's not just from the instruments. It's from the energy of the crowd, the people around you, and how that kind of relates to who we are in the work setting, or what people like to say in the healing community. It's a form of release for a lot of people. We are the musician. We are helping our clients find that release through trust, which is the same thing at a concert, and relaxation. So in a concert, the trust, I wasn't in it, so don't don't think I would have loved to, but the mosh pit, for instance, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
anybody has a visual of what a mosh pit is, just everybody slamming into each other, kind of going round and round in a circle. But sometimes there's punches and kicks, and it's not intentional. And the community trusts itself not to purposely injure each other. So same with us in our modalities that we do for massage. People have to trust us, and they have to let that emotion release. Could be physical, could be mental, could be spiritual. How we choose to find that release for that one moment in time is how I would completely relate it. And it has to do with vibrations and energy.
That is so cool, Lynn. What a great outlook. I mean, I guess you're right. From a bodywork session and even like a Thai massage, I thoroughly enjoy mosh pits, although I don't go in there anymore. Uh, Unless it's like what you said, where I feel like the energy is not one of like, real death and destruction, more just like
Right.
you said, that kind of harmony. But I've never thought of a Thai massage as like a mosh pit, but you're right. And then sometimes when I look at like say jujitsu grappling and
Yeah.
and the artistry of the body movement coordination to be able
Yeah.
to kind of flip and pull and move in a way like that. Sometimes I've seen that correlation in relation to a
Yeah.
massage session, even though obviously they're very different, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
cool to think of it like that and the way that two people are interacting and the
Yeah.
energy.
It's interesting because last night I bought a last minute ticket, so I went alone, and it was the people beside me that were talking to me, and they were all alone as well. And so again, that this is what we're doing right now is like that whole community building. That the guy beside me, he said, "Oh, you know what? You probably came alone. You just don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to listen to the concert." I said, "Well, no. I mean, we are here together, sharing the same experience." When it comes to like, okay, let's get away from heavy metal here right now. But
Yeah.
when it comes to massage, that combination of people's, and it's not always perfect, huh? A combination of people, ideals, souls, spirits, energy, everything. I mean, it all comes together, and it's how we are open to each other in that moment, in that time, that really does the healing.
Great point. So, if you started playing music when you were 3, what was the trajectory to then at some point land in the world of bodywork and healing?
Uh, I think, and we'll lead into this as well. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of competitions for music, and one of the things my mother, she's 90 by the way, just turned 90. One of the things my mother always told me
Happy
was
birthday.
that I always went to these competitions saying, "Oh, what am I going to bring home today?" Which is absolutely insane. Through the other kind of works that I did, through the other kind of competitions that I've done, we can talk about that afterwards as well. Uh, it was mainly hospitality for 20 years. So I've been working in restaurants, corporate, mom and pop shops, helping fine dining restaurants, clubs, nightclub, general managing, all that stuff. And the that experience and everything else that I've done in my life kind of led me to it. It was always helping people. Um, and Thai massage came to me because one of my clients, when I was working in a cheese shop, again, a whole other world, she ended up doing this to help her sister who was having cancer, and she wanted to give her sister relief. So she ended up leaving her industry, whatever it may be. I'm not going to go into those details, and finding herself pretty much in Thailand. And I think you are ITM as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So she ended up being in that community, finishing her teacher's certification, and coming back to Toronto and opening up her spa, which is where I work right now.
Wow.
But she told me ever since I think it was like 20, oh my God, 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
She always said to me at the cheese shops, like, you need to do this. This is you. And I've already promised myself to stay within the hospitality industry for a while to help a friend. But when lockdown came about, when the whole world kind of just stopped a little bit, paused, didn't stop. When we paused, that's when just said, you know what, let's give this a try. And I started and, haven't really looked back right now. So it's been 5 years.
That's incredible. Did you end up getting licensed or certified in Canada as a massage therapist?
Yeah, so it's a little bit weird here in Ontario. I don't know if you've spoken to anybody in Canada or,
I don't know how it works up. I
yeah.
don't know how it works there in relation
Uh,
to massage.
Here, at least in our province, I am not considered a therapist. Um, we have what is called RMT for registered massage therapist. I think for you guys in the US, it's called LMT,
Correct.
license, yeah. And so that goes through about 2 years of full-time studies, minimum, minimum a year and a half to 2 years, and you get registered by the government. And people with benefits from their workplaces are able to come use their benefits with them. Unfortunately, I did not go through that. My only modality is Thai massage, and that is not on the list of stuff for the government. So I'm known as a practitioner, not a therapist.
Got it. Got it.
What was the original question?
It answered my question. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
And and did you study with the woman that first introduced you to
Oh, right, right.
yeah, or
Yeah, that was the question.
did you
Right.
try?
So I started, we had the franchise, she had the franchise for ITM back in those days.
Ah,
And so I learned one and two here in Toronto. Uh, that's where my story kind of goes off the rail in a positive way for me because within the first year, so I wasn't working until lockdown finished. So talking about just under 3 years ago, I guess. And within one year, the teacher that I had at that time, did organized the Canadian Association of Muay Thai and Spa as part of the World Association as well. And that was the first competition, and she needed people to go compete, and kind of nobody really wanted to at the workplace. So I said, sure. I'm not new to competitions. I'm not new to the world of just kind of being on display. It's not about the look, by the way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but so I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do it.
I
And I
love it.
ended up doing two categories. One was just a regular health and benefit, and the other one was for it's kind of clinical. And I won for the clinical one, which is great. And the World Finals was held in Japan in Tokyo, like literally 1 month after. So I decided to fly over there, do the World Finals with the World Association. And I said to myself, well, I was going to do teacher certification anyway in ITM. I'm already in Asia. I might as well finish it before I come back to Toronto. So, yeah, just under 2 years ago did I come back from that. And I was the CAP program number 68.
Wow.
I don't know what number you are.
Oh my gosh. I went on Chungkal's website. Oh, so the breadcrumb that led me to you was
Yeah.
I first interviewed what did I do?
Traveling
Rihanna
banana,
first?
Rianne.
Yeah. And then Hepetang Bear, who was the one who
Yeah,
founded the whole massage competition idea, in
yeah,
which Rihanna recommended that I reach out to you. And
right
so
on.
I, in that process, was like, let me just go back to the website and see. And I still am on there.
Nice.
I don't know what the number is though, but I was there in 2001 and 2004.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I think, you were before the CAP program then.
Yeah,
You were way before
it was
that.
a real low key operation.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah, yeah,
real small little shop that Chung Call had, and he
yeah,
was just so cool, man. And what was for me really amazing was going and learning and studying there in '01, and then when I went back in '04, at first I don't think he recognized me, and I didn't expect him to because he has
yeah,
so many students.
yeah,
And then at one point he lit up and he was ah
yeah.
and he just kind of opened up too, because I think, as
Yeah,
a teacher, when you have a student that returns to you
yeah,
after time showing that they are still very interested, I
yeah,
think obviously the relationship grows. And
yeah.
but that's so cool, man. Well, first off, I have to back up a little bit. So you're like, I'm gonna do this competition in massage in
Mm.
Canada, and you said you won first place in the clinical thing. What was your like? Were you a little nervous going to it? I mean, I understand that you kind of have your head wrapped around the idea of like not really being nervous about trying something new and putting yourself
Yeah.
out there. It seems like you're just like, yeah, man, let's just try it. I'll do it. What were
That
you?
might seem like it right now, but I'll tell you, again, so I've been competing in different things in my life, and I seem to have uh, this look to me before the competition starts, and it's really pure just focus and being there in the moment and not really paying attention to anything else. I didn't finish watching the interview with Jeppe, so I don't really know what he talked about. But in a competition and just even clinical everyday practitioner life, we are supposed to connect with our client and the person who's receiving, and nothing else should really be affecting us or disturbing us. And in a competition's sake, that is pretty much what you have to do. So, my focus was already on my client. My focus was just meditation just before we started. But there's always, even today, there's always a sense of, uh, for lack of a better word, it's like nervousness, but it's not nerves. It's uh, it's nerves if you are trying to do a program that you've rehearsed.
Mm,
If it's not something that you rehearsed and you go with the flow, or even if you've rehearsed some things, but you still go with the flow of the body that you're working on because you might not know who it is, that is that opening up moment to your client and letting your client feel your honesty and your truth, right? And then it starts from there. So nervous, not really nervous,
I
but
like
also
that.
be in the moment.
That's great insight. Do how do you answer folks that when you bring this concept up about, hey, guess what, guys? I'm flying over to Japan to the World
Yeah.
Massage Championship. And people, when I first heard about it, my head did a 360 because
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And so what is the way that you try to cross that bridge with folks to get them to understand the benefits of putting yourself into that environment where maybe a lot of people would say, how can you possibly
Yeah.
compete and
I
judge
know. I
a
know.
massage? I'm just curious how you go about explaining.
Yeah, from a competitor point of view, traveling all over the world to compete, people think I have a lot of money, and my God, I do not. These things, when you travel to do, can get very expensive,
Yeah.
depending on the country that you're going to. Airfare, accommodations, food. It's taxing on the body potentially because of jet lag. It's taxing on the mind because maybe it's a new city you've never been to. Usually it is, and you have to try to figure out how to get from point A to point B and back and back and back. Like there's a lot of things that go into it. Accommodation is just huge. I'm actually planning this European part of this year right now, and it's driving me ballistic right now. But there are a lot of people, I would say the majority of therapists and practitioners, they don't believe that a competition is the right way to go. I understand. I'm a Virgo. I understand all points of view. But I think one of the things that Jeppe probably would have talked about was the building of community. And I do firmly believe that there are multiple organizations out there that are doing competitions. And for whatever the purpose is in their mind, it is true. It is building community of people. It is an opportunity to meet others. If you travel around the world, you can meet people from all over the world. You get to see the different styles in different country, um, but also you get to learn. And I think learning is probably the biggest thing. You know, man, if so, I competed in Thailand. Yeah. And Canadian mentality of what Thai massage is like compared to Thailand, Thai competition mindset is like it's a world of a difference.
Wow. Can
You
you
go to
explain that a
Japan,
little
it's
bit?
completely different as
Can
well.
you explain the differences?
Yeah, okay, well, let's talk about Japan because Japan, I think, is one of the biggest outside of, well, I feel, outside of Thailand. Thai massage is probably the biggest craze in Japan. And in their competitions, they have over 3,000 people.
What? Wait. Competing?
Yeah. Yeah,
3,000
in first
contestants
in
or
first round. Like it's ridiculous. They have to get a stadium to do this stuff.
3,000 people
Yeah.
sign up to
Well,
compete in
how do you
Japan?
judge that, right? How do you get to the
Whoa.
finals? How do you even get to, oh my God, it's insane.
Well,
Now,
how far in did you make that one?
hold on, whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right.
For mine was the world final. So it was the champions of each country that came together. So the
Ah,
pool
I
was small,
understand. I
right?
understand. Yeah.
But in the open competitions, like everybody wants to do it.
Wow.
And
It's mind-boggling. Like it's a whole
yeah,
world out there that I
you
don't
need to get out there, man.
I do want to
Oh my
go
God.
actually. After talking to Hepe, I was like, man, I want to get involved. He's like, well, you got one in Las Vegas coming up in
Yeah.
June. Just he's like,
Ah,
oh,
yeah, we'll talk about that too. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
all
But
right.
in Japan, you think about Thai massage, which you've learned in Thailand and which you have brought to the US, and who knows what your style is. Like I don't know your personal style, but your culture and the way you interact with your client will determine how that blends into American style. In Japan, you bring Thai massage to Japanese culture and and religion as well. We're not going to go too much into religion, but they have a similar religion and thought process where, the gracefulness of Japanese people and the flow of Japanese people, the politeness of it, like it's all embedded into their style of Thai massage, the way I feel.
Yeah.
And when you come to North America, it's different.
Yeah.
You go to Switzerland was different. Even within Thailand was different. Um, I think, well, let's say I don't know what the mentality of what Thai massage was like back when you first started, but you have a lot of tourists and people going on YouTube and they have videos of these smaller women just bending people into pretzels and offering as much pain as possible. But that's I don't know if that's your style. Maybe I don't know. I'm not gonna let's
I
speak
know
for
I've
you.
had to tailor it big time. And after coming back from Thailand, I realized, whoa, I gotta really get creative
Change.
here with the way
Yeah.
that I'll translate it
Yep.
into this what people expect here and can handle
Yeah.
for sure.
And so even here in North America, like there's people who believe in Thai massage must be painful for it to be effective. And that's, I mean, good pain is good pain, bad pain is not good pain.
Yeah.
So, let's try to this is why I only do Thai massage. Let's try to bring it back to what the purpose of Thai massage is. And I try to kind of represent it as the best that I can in that respect as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
But yeah, the different styles, like even well, I can't speak of Denmark because that was the world finals as well. So you have people from all over the world. But yeah, there's competition's sake, let's just say the Americans, you guys are all in competition mode. And it is like full blown like train, train, train,
Ah,
win, win, win. And it's unbelievable the kind of things that can come with that mentality.
yeah.
Like creativity, just it's crazy. It's
And,
crazy.
and what about the downsides though, from your perspective? And we can handle it. I want to hear
Yeah,
it because I feel like I learn from hearing from outside perspective what, okay, cool,
yeah.
creativity might be great. What are you saying is like maybe I want to say downside because there's always
Yeah, downside's a
every
good
down.
no, you can say
All right,
downside.
all right.
And I'll explain it as this. It has to do with expectations. As a competitor, when you go, are you expecting to win? Are you expecting to meet people? Are you expecting to learn? Are you expecting like
Yeah,
what is your
yeah,
purpose of going to a competition?
yeah.
If you go to a competition without the mindset of I would like to win at least, then are you really trying hard enough? Or are you
Mm.
just kind of fluffing around, just being in the atmosphere, which is fine. Are you going with the mentality that you must win? And if you don't win, then what? How does your mind comprehend that as well, right? We could speak of an egocentric style, we could speak of a spiritual style, we can speak of so many different things. So I think that one word is expectation. And that really is defined by yourself, the competitor themselves, not by anything else.
Excellent answer. Great, great answer. I love that insight. Well,
I expect to win.
tell me,
Yeah, about that.
can you talk a little bit more though? I've never been to Japan. I really want to go. I hear it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Can you tell me a little more about your Japanese experience?
The Japanese experience was, well, I've been to Japan twice, and Japan as a country, the people, the food, everything excellent. There's nothing bad I could possibly say about that. The beauty of there was one competition there that was Japanese only, and it was meant to be Japanese style, so only Japanese kind of competed in that one. And there was one when I was watching everybody perform and do their thing, uh, there was one girl that I went back to afterwards, and through Google Translate, I told her that her flow was beautiful. Her flow reminded me of a blossom falling off of a tree down to the ground, resting on the ground.
Wow.
And like it was beautiful. And she didn't win anything, but I've kept in touch with her, and hopefully, what I said made an impression on her because she did win subsequent years, and she's doing really well for herself right now. So yeah, it's beautiful. So the kind of flow and the kind of again, lack of a better word, costume or the way they dress. They were wearing their kimonos. They were wearing a whole bunch of stuff that was cultural to Japan and applying Thai massage to that and applying Japanese culture to Thai massage. It was graceful, it was beautiful, it was elegant, it was respectful, it was precise. Like that's the Japanese mindset. there's no room for error, right? And then some people needed to do a little bit more kind of fancier stuff, so they bring tools, and it was more of a dance for them, more of a real performance. Not necessarily my style, but it was still beautiful in that regard. So that's the Japanese way, man. They
Uh,
like a lot of stretching as well, so it's
Amazing.
crazy, beautiful.
And it's huge in Japan, like in relation to how does Thai massage and shiatsu compare in
I
relation?
don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you because I've never studied shiatsu. Many people say that, well, I won't say many because you're going to ask, who's the many people?
You and I are like very few now that are like geeking out on
Yeah.
like all the details of
Well, it's precision, right?
yeah,
I
yeah, of
definitely don't want to misrepresent what either are compared to
course,
each other.
of course.
But I have heard that it is very similar, but ITM, right? Same but different. Thai,
Like it.
Thai
Yes,
mentality,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So even when you speak about like Chinese medicine and stuff, I have a student of mine that does that. I have two students of mine that do it, and they were saying that it is very similar. And it has to be because we're all, it doesn't have to be, but we're all Asian, right? I'm Asian if you didn't know. Um, and yeah, there's influence from all over the place, all of Asia. And if you were to say that Thai massage is the culmination of all of those, like acupressure, stretching, all that massage, like then yeah, maybe Thailand is where I'm not gonna say the best. I can't say that. Where I find the most influence.
Nice. Yeah, well said. So then you were able to take part in
Yeah.
Thai massage competition in Thailand. How nerve-wracking is that?
That was one of my most proudest moments, one of probably my most nervous moments as well for competition, because for me, as on the competitor side of my brain, uh, how wonderful would it be to reach the podium as a foreigner in Thai massage in Thailand against Thai people? And I was happy enough for the traditional Thai category. I got third place. And
Wow.
I'm
Whoa.
elated. Oh my God.
Wow.
The
How many
people
people
who
signed up for that? How many people at the preliminaries?
okay, so I'll say this much as well. In my category, I think there were maybe about like 9 or 10 people,
Mhm.
somewhere around there.
Cool.
But majority of everybody in my category who competed in 6 categories. Like you guys are nuts. Like they didn't have any breaks. One competition, finish, change, reset up, compete, change, reset, compete 6 times, back to back to back to back to back. I think these guys are crazy. I only did 2 competitions, 2 categories, rather. The other one I did was Asian freestyle or Eastern freestyle. And so, man, like, I wonder though if they would have just focused and honed in on maybe even 3, maybe I would be off the podium.
Mm,
But this is all subjective as well, right? Because the judges. So
yeah, yeah.
how do you how do you do that?
I hear you. What in terms of judging, have you
Yeah,
ever I mean, Hepe is incredible. I mean,
yeah.
he you can just
He's a
tell he,
yeah, he's a character too.
and so to come up with this and then to
Yeah.
design the judging criteria and did any of these Thai massage competitions in Thailand happen before Hepe got this started? Wasn't he kind of like the pioneer here, or is there somebody before him that was getting this going and then he
Uh I feel like I'm stepping on broken glass when I talk about
we should
this.
be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, well, quite honestly, because there are multiple organizations out there.
Okay.
And I don't know who started it all. I don't know how long either they've been in planning or preparation, but there are so many out there that, I think going to Denmark would be the 8th year, right, for the IMA. The one that I took part in Shanghai was with the Universal Massage Championship, and they're under the umbrella of the World Massage Federation. I think they're based in Greece. And then there are, the World Massage Association. So the World Association of Muay Thai and Spa, based in Switzerland, and there's based in Japan, there's based in Canada, there's in the US, the AMC, the American Massage Championship, and you guys do state championships. So like how long has that been going on for? Like I don't even know the history behind that because I know the massage festival has been going on for a very long time. So, uh, I think the beauty of the competitions and the organizers is refining what the judges are looking at rather than just saying, does this appeal to you? Does that appeal to you? Who do you think is better? Categorizing what they are to judge upon makes it a lot more clinical, that's not the right word, but more focused, yeah, into who kind of quote unquote deserves to win and who doesn't. Um, but yeah, I think judges have a tough choice, man. Judges have uh they got it's a tough job. I describe it to people like ballroom dancing competitions or even figure skating. Ballroom dancing because in couples ballroom dancing they're all competing at the same time. They're all dancing on the same floor. So the judges have to just watch. But you can't if you're watching someone on this end, you can't see the other person on that end. And it's the same with massage. So where we are static and the judges are walking around, um, how are they going to catch your whole performance or your whole demonstration? They can't. It's impossible. So, it's a tough job. It's a really tough job.
I was under the impression that some of the judging is actually the receiver. They go on the receiving end. Is that true or am I wrong? It's more judging
Uh,
than
in Japan in the World Finals, all the judges had a chance to be a receiver. That was for the World Association. For IMA, the judges were in the grand finals as receivers. So the grand final, I don't know if did he talk about that or
Well, I
just
mean, you're blowing my mind, Len, because first of all, I didn't know there was multiple organizations doing
oh
this.
that's
So I'm learning that now.
yeah, yeah.
I
Deep
didn't
dive
even,
when you get a
I didn't
chance.
even know the United States had competitions in each state. That's new news
Wow.
to me.
Yeah.
I,
Oh
um,
boy.
I
We'll
didn't
talk
even
about
know.
this afterwards when we're not recording. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh gosh, what behind the scenes politics? I can only
No,
imagine.
no, not politics, but
Oh,
the just telling you what is available. Like
yeah,
Utah is coming
yeah.
up right now as well.
Okay.
Like there's you guys got them all over the place. It's crazy. Dude, there's Florida too. How do you not know?
I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm so glad I'm talking to you and why
Yeah, Florida has as well. Yeah,
that's why I appreciate podcasting because
yeah,
I get to get in the loop now. I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
circulating outside this loop. So, um, how has your practice of massage improved and or changed based off of your experience that you have gone through in these multiple competitions?
Just before I answer that, going one question back, the grand finals for the IMA World Finals is the gold medal winner from each category against each other.
Mm,
And then there are the body models for that round, the final grand final round. There will be judges as the body models, and they are allowed to award points. So that's
got it.
just to connect what you were talking about
Yeah,
before.
thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to figure all the details out.
Yeah. Oh, you need episode 2 with Jeppe.
I know. I know, man. I've been watching the videos and since I started following on Instagram and seeing
Yeah,
where he's at in all these different locations, all the different competitions happening.
yeah,
I mean, personally, just watching the videos from the competition has given me so many new ideas
yeah.
and technique and stuff
Perfect.
I never even dreamed of. Like I saw one the other day where the woman was doing a Thai massage on the person. She had like an oar, like an oar
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah,
canoe or
yeah, yeah.
something.
That was in Hong Kong.
And she's pressing in on the erector spinae while
Yeah,
and so like and I it was just incredible to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
And like you said, the elegance of the choreography
Mm.
is just next level. You're like, what? So
So
this is what
here's where it kind of all ties into the question that you were asking for, because how has it changed me? And that is the exciting part for me because uh my brain, I need I need to work. My brain is working like overdrive faster than my or my mouth can speak, my body can move. And one of the things that kind of draws me to Thai massage more so than anything else is the ability to create. And the fact that I'm not opposed to it. So people want to hate on me for this. I love working on the floor. I feel like a child on the floor. I feel like I'm playing in sand or gardening or whatever as an adult. And I feel like the creativity that I can do with that surface area, with that much space, is just immeasurable. Um, when we work on people, we know that we have to modify techniques that we do. And you know from all the Thai massage training that you've done and for as long as you've been doing, you know, you have to modify for someone's physical size, their flexibility, range of motion, their age, everything. And that to me is the beauty of competing because it forces you to create. And it's for me, it's an extension of what I do every day. So it's not like something I need to over prepare for. It's just, finding that point that you want to work on and how many ways can you do it? And maybe someone has done it before, maybe someone hasn't. Maybe it requires a tool like an or maybe it doesn't. Like that is what competition breeds in my soul, is that innate nature of mine uh to do something different and to create. Yeah.
Wow. Well, currently, what does your schedule look like? I would imagine that you're sought after because you're so passionate and you're exposing yourself to learning like this and being creative. So I would imagine you potentially could be as busy as doing 6 to 8 sessions a day if you physically could handle it or would even want to handle that. So how do you structure your kind of taking care of your body
Yeah.
and your work life and the workload? And can you explain a little bit about maybe even also like what competing has done to your professional life in relation to how busy you can be if you wanted to be?
Sure. I think I'm in a really weird place. This is going to sound well, it's kind of sad to me because I have a hard time defining who I am. I've only been doing this professionally for just under 3 years, and my knowledge of the people in the industry or all around the world is very little compared to someone like you. And even then, I find that my family of massage extends more so outside of Canada, more so than within Canada, which is weird in itself. Uh, yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot to offer people, but I feel like I'm just another guy, right? Like there's nothing really special about what I do. It may be a mindset which is special. And if people can feed from that, that is what I would like people to feed, to eat, right? Like, but how do you teach people to be passionate?
Mm, great
How
point.
do you yeah, how do you teach people to want to, my direction of wanting to be as traditional Thai massage as possible, but still be part of the family of innovation and evolution? Um, I find that a little tough, right?
That's a great point. So, if I can try to get that in my head the way that I think I understood it. So, like if you did a little bit more of a toned down, kind of simple, repetitive routine over and over
Yeah.
without the creativity, you think that maybe that might be more of an in-demand way of approach versus you're wanting to be so creative that sometimes people maybe aren't ready for the creativity. Did that sound right?
Sure. So my mission when I teach ITM levels 1 and 2, I teach the book.
Yeah.
After the classes, and even during the class once in a while. Oh my goodness, if ITM's watching this, I'm going by the book. Yeah, okay. I just want to let you know this.
I go by the book too.
I teach the
Wait,
book. I
it's way
teach the book.
easier to go by the book when you have a
Yeah,
brand
for
new crew
sure.
because somebody goes, "Well, what can I do over here?" And you're like, "Well, you
Yeah,
could do
that's
this, you
see,
could do
that's
this, you
it.
could do this, you could do this," and they're just like
Correct.
going, "Whoa, I just wanted
That
to
is exactly
know."
what I wanted to bring up is
Yeah.
the modification for the, again, creativity, you can be over creative, but modification is the key. And when we're teaching, if the student has less flexibility or has less mobility or has a problem with their elbow or their knee, then we have to teach them modification. So we do teach the book, but we also teach modifications to it. And that is the source of the creativity. That is the source of whether or not, your students, other students will look at it and say, oh, I want to try that too. Some students will be like, oh, whatever, that's just for them. But it's the students that say like, oh, let me try that, or let me try what you are doing. And that is the breeding ground for that creativity, right? That is a breeding ground for let's try something different. That is what I consider beyond the books.
I'm so glad you're bringing that up, Lynn, because are you familiar with a style of yoga called Ashtanga yoga?
I've heard of it. I don't, ah, if if I stood up and you saw my belly, you'd know that I don't do yoga. Or should I have
Well,
flexibility? But I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though.
long story short, there's a routine of movement that is done exactly the same way every day. And there's
Yeah.
a first series, second series, and then a few extremely advanced folk get up into third and fourth. And it's taught, if people are teaching it the way that it had been held down for a long time in India,
Right.
it had to be exactly like this, right?
Yeah.
And so then, somebody's able to do this really deep back bend, and then the next person comes in and they're not able to do the really deep back bend. So that person that wasn't able isn't allowed to go into any of the other poses until they're able to do that really, really deep back bend,
That's
which
tough.
forces people to hurt themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
long story short, so in my experience of teaching it over the years, I've just had to modify, modify, modify,
Yeah.
modify. And from like that old school tradition side, no, 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 you don't let them do that. It's got to
Yeah.
be like this. And so I can relate. It's funny because ever since I left, after studying in my second trip in Thailand, I've just kind of been just working and just doing it and not really worrying about. That's one thing I loved about Thai massage is that I didn't have anyone breathing down my neck, kind of
Yeah.
saying, "No, Todd, you have to do it like this." So I love that I'm even hearing from you that there is this sort of criteria now. And again, I love ITM, so I understand what you're saying. Like, no, I do it by the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's interesting that there is that, and you kind of need to have that if you're
Yeah.
continuing a lineage or you're
Yeah.
continuing a structure system. So I see the value in it and I understand it, but I also really understand what you're saying too about we got to be very adaptable in the moment exactly to what's needed according to what the client in front of me
Yeah.
is requiring.
The evolution of ourselves as students and learners to become teachers is also important. I love teaching levels one and two, and I'm actually very sure that you do as well. I can kind of see your passion here
I do love
because it is foundation, right? Everything that we do in terms of modification comes from foundation. So even when you're talking about the yoga, Ashtanga, like that foundation is what holds us together. When I first started learning, like I said, my flexibility is not that great, but I look back every time I teach one and two, I find myself being more able to do the things that I wasn't able to do before. So it's not a matter of modifying and keep the modification. It's modifying. And now let's go backwards, see if we can do the original, move forward again, and then go backward again, see if
love
we
it.
can, so it's an evolution not of our mind, but it's an evolution of our body that we can kind of connect like you said, the lineage and the history and the art, the culture of traditional Thai massage. So
I am so stoked to meet you,
great,
Lynn.
man.
This is so cool. Um, you know, before we did this interview, my wife is awesome and funny, and I said to her, I said, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to interview this man, Len, who's up in Canada," and she said, oh, are you sure that he's going to want to talk to you being American?
Yeah,
And I kind of cracked up because I'm like, there's this like feeling, just in terms of like, I'm sure people are kind of like going like, whoa, how does Canada feel about the States right
yeah.
now? And what is this going to mean? And I've had people kind of say like, we have a ton of Canadians that live here in Florida. And I've heard
Lord, I
people come in and
know.
say, oh man, they're selling their condos and they're not
Yeah,
coming back because they're so, riled up
yeah,
about this and that and the other. Can you, just from your perspective, and you were, what are your thoughts there on that? There's no way, I just got to guess.
yeah,
I love Canadians.
yeah.
There's no way that all the Canadians think that all Americans are just kind of wild and crazy, or are we? I don't know. Like what? What?
Well, it's Florida.
All right, all right, fair.
No, no, no. That's a bad joke.
It's good. It's good.
Just like anything else that we do in life, when there's a worldwide community of something, politics and borders, they are erased. Let's be honest, right? Now, when we speak about Americans and Canadians as a whole other, that's a little more political.
Understood.
When it comes to us as, for myself at least, the Thai massage or massage practitioner community or that wellness community, I was happy to have gone down to North Carolina last year before the hurricane swept through Asheville
Ooh.
to do the Thai Massage Summit. I don't know if you're aware of that either.
No, you're
What?
educating me. You're educating me. I
I
don't
gotta,
know.
I
Thank
gotta
you.
wait.
I'm gonna stay in touch with you, and I'm just gonna keep asking you like, what do I need to know? Like,
Oh, jeez. Hey, man, you know what? We'll talk about this. Well, I'll give you all those details of things to look at
right.
when we finish,
Okay.
and then yeah, obviously you can post it to other people. You can put links and stuff when
Thank
you
you.
post.
Thank you.
What I was getting at for there was that there was this community of Thai massage practitioners who come together once a year, and it's growing again, building community, and that growth allows for anybody from around the world really to join in. Uh, and I was an outsider. I was like the only Canadian there. And that's okay because we are all here for that one purpose. And because, majority of everybody else was American, you get people from the East Coast and the West Coast, and we're all sharing ideas, we're all sharing technique, and we're building community. We're building this network of people that we can always turn to for support. And well, okay, now we're gonna get a little political. Jebba was telling me about Las Vegas, and that is the location this year for the American National Finals. So AMC for the American Massage Championship. I was there last year, also in North Carolina. They were like about a month apart. And it was crazy because again, you still have people from all around the world coming to compete. So it's not just Americans. This year, I was supposed to go. I'm still on the fence of going or not because again, now this is the politics part of it. I don't want to risk anything. I don't know what you guys have heard. So, um,
I don't,
two,
again, Len, you're
two of my
you're doing me.
friends.
I'm learning. What do you mean risking? What do you mean risking?
Uh,
Are we,
Potentially not being let in or being
ah,
paying for something that whatever. I have a
mm,
little fear of that, and if there's a chance of it, I don't want to take any chances, right? It's not
understood.
it's not worth my
Understood.
while.
Good
But
to
I'm
know.
disappointed because I want to go support the organizer who's organizing the event. I think it's her first or second time owning it. I'll link you to her afterwards as well. And also, I have two friends of mine who are being inducted into the Hall of Fame for it.
Wow.
Did you
Wow.
know there's a Hall of Fame? No, you didn't. Now you
I did
know.
it. I knew about
And
Metallica at least. I knew.
yeah, yeah, right. And Pantera. But I'm gutted because I really wanted to be there to support them. One is from Boston, and the other one is from San Francisco. Both great in their own right. And I think Las Vegas is a great. I think is a great location for something like this because everything. I've never been to Vegas either, but
I haven't either. I've
everything
never been.
everything that happens in Vegas can really get blown a little bit, the doors can be blown a little bit more wide open. So if people are aware of massage competitions, maybe Las Vegas is that place, at least within the US community, to kind of break down those barriers and the mentality of the negatives of what a competition is and really bring about the openness and the positives of what a competition can be for the individual if they choose to. Intention. We all know that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's so I don't know if I'm gonna go to the US, but I'm
understood.
planning to head over to Paris in a couple oh my God, in about a month. Um Istanbul, Copenhagen, and then another one in Canada. And then maybe go down to the US, but it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Wow.
No.
I just didn't even, I mean, oh man, I'm so grateful that Rihanna connected me with you. I've really am excited to hear all
Yeah.
this. And I just appreciate you being so open and honest. I love your enthusiasm. I can't even believe you've been like you said 3 years. Like you've done all
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
within a 3 year window. Like you're learn Thai massage and then going internationally to learn and study in all these
Yeah.
different countries because that's what this is ultimately.
Yeah.
Like I know you, I said I know you, I can, you like to compete, but you're learning so much and
Yeah. You
if
know,
you ever get yeah,
winning is one thing. I think the winners, let's focus on that. The real winners are the people we work on, right? Because the more education I get, the more creative I get, the more I'm able to modify myself to the client's needs, right? And how I'm able to apply a new technique to it. So they're the winners. We get a little trophy, we get a medal, we get, we can post it online, we can take photos and stuff, but man, we're the conduit just for people's health, right? Uh,
yes,
when
yes.
we are, you talk about how short of a time during lockdown, which was about 2 years here in Canada, all I was doing was just practicing levels one and two. So by the time I got to be able to actually put this into practice in the real world, my love for it really I wanted to do Swedish massage way back in the day, back in the early 2000s, but I just didn't want to touch naked bodies, right? I didn't want to do it. It kind of turned me off. Thai massage, clothes on, bring it on, man. Right? Like I can do
Amazing.
all this stuff.
I
So
know
my
it really
trajectory, my
is.
love was already there, but the trajectory was spiked because I was able to be creative in a modality that allows for creativity and fun. It's just I think it's fun. I think being able to help people get that release we were talking about in the beginning of the interview, I think it's fun. You know, there was a client of mine that I wrote in the notes before she came back the next time, just in case she didn't come with me. I said, make sure there's a full box of tissues ready for her because she used more than half the box in her first session with me of just crying.
Wow.
Like, I was like, I'm so happy to be able to facilitate that for someone.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that they trusted me enough to keep crying while I still continued doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
like I don't think there's any bigger joy in terms of helping people than that. Because I
Oh.
wanted to be a psychologist too once in my life. Too many things.
I'm sure you are working as a psychologist as well, because you hear everything when you're working.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I mean it's one thing I always appreciated about the ITM method of no music or try to keep the music
Yep.
element out
Yep.
and try to encourage the client not to go into a big lengthy conversation and just
Yeah.
let the silence of the moment to be able to feel what's happening and have enough meditative awareness to kind of process it. So I hear you. It's one last question, Len, before we go. That was
Yep.
actually,
Before we do episode two.
yeah, exactly. I know I like to try to keep them around the hour mark so that when people see the length of the conversation, they don't
Yeah,
go,
right.
how am I going to do this, man? I got I got so much going on.
There's so much
Um,
more. Go
actually,
on.
you did answer my question because my final question is was going to be is Can you tell me an example of recently that what you experienced working on someone in relation to the energetic component? But I feel like you just did do that. And the fact that you had an experience with someone where they felt comfortable enough with you to release emotion
Yeah.
and that is powerful. So I guess I'd come up with one more last question. Before we go, is there any final tidbit of information and or final last words before our second episode that you'd like to share with us as we sign off?
Yeah, I think just because you were talking about that emotional side for the client, my mode of treatment usually gravitates, no matter what, gravitates to therapeutic, because I feel like here in the North American space, people are working in front of computers, not exercising, doing all that stuff. I feel like therapy is more important, but I'll bring it back to that spiritual part where I only teach small classes, like no more than like 6 people. And I always go around, and we always do ask, what's your name? Da 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 da. I always ask, like, why are you here? Why do you want to take this? Why do you want to learn? And usually people want to take it to develop a different modality from something they've already done, maybe just for funsies, maybe they want to do a career. There was one class that surprised the hell out of me, and majority of them were all out of towners. They all came and they said the same thing, and it was spirituality. I'm like, whoa, okay. I've taught many classes, well, not that many. I've taught classes, and all based on technique, based on this movement. This is the first class that everybody unanimously said spiritual. So then I bring that to you as something to think about. Like, how would you teach ITM in a spiritual sense? Is it actually like, yeah, we have to sit down and do the mantra? Is it we come together and do the mantra at the end of class, beginning of class? Is it the exercise that we do? Is it the meditation? Or is it something that you continue teaching the way you're teaching, but you relate it back to something that they need in their lives to ground themselves and to bring them to another level of awareness? That's my question to you. How would you approach that? As a closing, you don't have to answer that, but how would you approach that rather than a technical side, textbook side, right?
Yes. I'll answer it the next time we get together. I'm gonna have to
Todd,
think on that because that's a great question.
episode 2, wait for it. It's gonna come.
It is, my friend. Well, man, thank you, Len. I
Yeah, thank you
really
so much.
and I wish you the best.
Thank you. It's
Cool.
uh it's it's a wild ride right now currently, so
Yes. Let's keep riding it.
thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Len.